right. Huntley is going to start. Dolphins got a mobile quarterback for the first time in forever since Tannehill. And they're going to have him for this revenge game against the Tennessee Titans. Sometimes people say I'm the bad guy, I'm the Grinch. But I'm here to give you good news. We're going to win. I think we're going to win anyway. I'm going to show you some stuff that Gruden said about Willis. And you'll see how that can hopefully, and that will be on McDaniel, play out this Monday night. I thought we were going to win whoever we started. Titans have lots of flaws, but Huntley is definitely going to give us, I believe, a solid win. Anything can happen. There's certain things he cannot do. He's got a tendency to do. But I'll get right into it. I think we win by 10 points. They're missing depth at the D tackle spot. They've got Sweat and Simmons, big guys, a mobile quarterback. Just makes the play last longer. And so big guys like that are going to wear out quicker. He's going to make this game a chase game, an endurance game for them. And I know Tehran's going to be out. I know Long's probably going to be out. Fuller's probably going to be out. But their offense is erratic. They can't really run the football. I mean, there's things they can do by shuffling the offensive line to help them out a little bit. But they're kind of stranded in some spots. Petit Freer is terrible. The right tackle spot is a disaster. We struggle a little bit on the inside with our DIs, but edge, we're good. And that means going to put a lot of pressure on him, a lot of pressure on Levis, who makes the big turnovers. Awuzi's going to be out. So I don't see how they're going to be able to put enough points on. We have the 12th ranked run defense, 12th ranked pass defense. They're the 3rd ranked pass defense, but Awuzi's going to be out. They're like 19th, I think, run defense. And with Huntley, I'm going to play this little clip by Gruden right here.
Football, and we don't care if you know it, if they know it, if the fans know it. We want to keep running it. But when you look at Willis, I give him 3 pluses because last week against the Tennessee Titans, I did see him audible a couple times. He recognized the defense. He got the Packers into optimum play selection. And Matt LaFleur has come up with plays that are designed runs. They'll have a quarterback draw for Willis with built-in bubble screens, block screens. He has a 3-way go. If the numbers say throw this over here, boom. If they say run the draw, boom. If they say do this, you got it. Boom.
So I love Gruden. And you should definitely sub to his channel. He's just makes you feel like old school or whatever. But he talked, he's like, I don't care if you know I'm going to run. Just run the football. Run the football. And you've got to play that kind of game. We've got to be committed. This is going to be up to McDaniel to run the football, not to put too much pressure. Tehran's not going to be in. I don't think you play Paul. I think you play Lamb. Lamb, in certain duties, when you look at him last year's true pass set grade was a little bit lower. This year's been good. Overall, in extended periods, I don't think he's great, but he is way more consistent. He's a vet. Paul, you don't want him coming in this clutch game and God forbid, he misses a block or gets a penalty. And I think with the pass game locked down with Lamb, he's not a drive blocker. I think that he's the play. And so running the football, even though he's not there, you can do a lot of things with Huntley. You can run that zone stretch. You get the boot backside. But then what Gruden talked about, audibles. You get to the line of scrimmage. They're thin. They're linebacking spot with Murphy Jr. He's not really good. You want to stress this team. You want to let your defense slowly wear them down. Let them play mistakes. Let them make mistakes and play off them. You don't want to have penalties. And so Huntley will be able to call audibles. I hope McDaniel pares down this playbook. But the most important thing is his running ability. If you listen to me at all, I keep going back to the offensive line. And if you can find a way to get those A and B gap runs without the offensive line doing the work, that's fine too. Because if you watch, teams are playing inside with 2 DIs, naked, not any. When an edge player, usually one edge player will play off the tackle and right in front of them. And that's a leverage. It helps the interior. But now we're seeing edge guys playing totally off, wide outside the tackle. They strand the two DIs inside and they play the high leverage. But they're not going to do that if he gets that ball. You run a screen to one way. You got a bubble screen on the backside. He's got a three-way go, and they leave the inside naked, and he scrambles up the front. And he could do all sorts of stuff like that to pick up a first down here, first down there, and get them on their heels so they are reacting. Defenses, they're doing whatever they want, and we're reacting to them. They just sit in what they want, and then we have to react to that. Huntley will change, and this is not to say it's going to affect the whole season. We'll go on the Super Bowl or anything like that. I think that his talent skills set is not going to be as effective next week against the Patriots. But hopefully Tehran and Fuller and Long will be back then. But this week, I definitely think we'll go 2-2 because this Titan team is reeling. I know you can see here Simmons said that, this is a game we should win, and so he's throwing some dirt in the air. I don't think that's exactly the case. I think they are the team that is hanging on the edge, and we're home. We've got a chance to rest up a little bit. We've got a chance to prepare extra a little bit. I think this game will allow McDaniel to get his solid grade. He should get this team up with no penalties. We are home. There's no crowd noise. The crowd noise was brutal last week. He's going to have Huntley, who's been marinating. He's got things he can do with him because he's a mobile quarterback. He talked this week how he likes the mobile quarterback. It's an asset. And the Titans, they are not consistent. So it really needs to be a game where McDaniel takes control. He does something that he's supposed to be a genius. He's creative. Huntley just gives himself on the ground. He's got an arm. And understand that his extension of the plays, whether it's a boot or just buying time in a pocket, allows the receivers to get later in that clock is something I've been talking about, time to throw. And if he can get that time to, 0.2 seconds or 0.3 seconds, a little bit more. And if you'll notice that quarterbacks that are scramblers, they have the ability to do that. And it just takes that thing where somebody's coming and you buy time, you stop and you plant, and it's that extra 0.2 seconds, all of a sudden it becomes a big, big play. And then it gasses out a light front. They've got 4 good guys in their front, and then after that, it's really, really thin. And so McDaniel has to wear them out with the run game. He has to allow Huntley to call some audibles. He's got to put some stuff in there where Huntley can use his legs and his pass and play a patience game. McDaniel is not a patient guy. I think too often he goes for on 4th and 1 because he's impatient. I kind of understand for some reasons, but this is a game that I think McDaniel deserves to get a full grade, no mulligans. There's no reason on earth that we should lose this game. Now, last year, I predicted that we would win. We would have if it wasn't for like last 2 minutes or something. I had the score nailed. And so the problem with Huntley, though, is he's got 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He can throw the pick. He played with Baltimore at the time, had a phenomenal offensive line, a phenomenal defense, and he looked very good, but he was supported. His framework was exceptional. Now, he's not going to have the same framework as far as the offensive line. There will be some pressure. It's not going to be as easy as it was with the Ravens a couple of years ago. But the opposition, I mean, you've got Hill, you've got Waddle, you've got Jonnu, you've got the defense, sans Fuller. There's no reason that we don't come out with the victory this week. And 2-2, I think the Patriots game is going to be a hard one. It's very good defense. But then the Colts, I think that's a winnable one. So even if the worst case scenario, you win today, and let's say you can you know, win the next, you know, you win today, you lose next week, and you win the following game 3-3, and then Tua comes back versus AZ. I still don't like the overall projection for the season, but we're Dolphins fans. I'm tired of losing. You know, I do this thing to be accurate to Dolphin fans. You know, I could just, we're going to win, and I want that. But in the end, I would feel bad at misleading people and being wrong. So I really do see that this is a huge opportunity to win. And you saw Huntley came in and the point spread went up 0.5. So I don't know, guys. I think we've got a great opportunity to try to make something. But now the downside to this whole thing is if we win today or tomorrow, Monday, and then even if we win next 3, whatever, we end up going 5-2. And then we kind of don't get into the playoffs. We win 9 or maybe 10, and we're bounced out of the playoffs. Then we won't get the good pick, you know, which is not bad because you can redeem yourself for the season. But a worst case scenario is you go 7 wins, 8 wins, and you know this is not the right thing, and then you don't get the picks. So, but I don't even care really, honestly, at this stage. I just want to see a win. I'd like to see McDaniel prove himself. I don't feel good about the long-term prognosis, but you never know. There's guys coming back. Guys will go down. You never know. I mean, not to say about any prime quarterback can go down and totally flip things, and you never know when you can get hot and when things can go your way. I really don't, you know, I think the offensive line obviously is the foundation. We got a bad offensive line, and I think in realistic sense it's limited. But you never know. We'll see. If we lose tomorrow, though, that's a game that's in our favor. And then you're going to go to the Patriots, and that's probably not going to be a game in your favor. And then you're going to be on the road to Indy, which is an all-loud place. It can get ugly. It could be a 2-5 thing, and that would be disaster. So I just think that this is the opportunity. This is a chance for the Dolphins, McDaniel, just to throw the kitchen sink in there. Not in the sense of just going deep, but being smart and getting this team ready to win. It is probably the biggest, well, not the biggest game, but it's a big game because I think a lot's riding on it. So anyway, guys, Dolphins, I think, win 24-14, 27-17, one of the 10 points, unless they totally wet the bed. I think that's the only thing that's going to stop us. Anyway, guys, Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.